team right here. We're proud to be from Ohio, and it's always been Ohio against the world, and it'll continue to be Ohio against the world.
Yeah. Said plug, throw the load, I catch that bitch like Smith. That shit pit, faux fizzy on me like I'm Archie Grit. Fuck your blitz, niggas squares like they called and catch me somewhere at the Ritz. We up some NIL money, bout to go and cop a kid. I'm hollering no AC dub, niggas no swing C thugged out. Oh wait, C dub at your beanie, bitch we bugged out. All you do is type, niggas think it's the end of runs. House we pull up, niggas turn Brandon in, it's the way they run routes. Probably at the bar with your bitch like I'm Urban Meyer. Once I get her to the crib, I'm fulfilling all her desires. Said I'm cool and laying up, since your Uber about 5 away. Remember back then, she wouldn't give me the time of Ryan Day. Had to spend it like I'm Braxton, I'm really back in that action. These niggas wanted a verse, I was tired of niggas asking. Believe the fucking hype, all that you want, we top dog. These niggas runts, you can't do shit with us but punt. Bring that ball back, nigga.
Was good.
We here.
Was good. Buckeye Steppas podcast, episode 61. Man, I know it's been a couple of weeks, but we are back live and direct. Y'all already know the vibes, man. But before we get started, make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the hype button, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed as well, man. And we active, man, and we here, man. So definitely, this is the off season right now. So not crazy content out there as far as college football at the moment and stuff, but of course, we did our off season last year and we got through the off season and we had amazing content through the off season last year. So this year, of course, we're gonna stay active with the content and bring it all the good content for these Ohio State Buckeyes in this 2026 season, much as possible, man. So let me ask my guys, how y'all feeling? How y'all feeling, fellas?
Feeling good. Great.
We good. Just ready for August and September and October time.
Yep.
Absolutely, man. So first topic, man, we can get into it, man. Of course, right now, of course, it's NFL Combine season right now with the NFL in particular, man. And we just wanted to start
Sonny
off
Styles with the draft stock rise. Sonny Styles with the draft stock rise.
So you got 11 Buckeyes at the NFL Combine. Currently, got Caden Curry, Caleb Downs, CJ Donaldson, David Iggy. I like to say Iggy. My boy Will Kazmarek, Max Clare, Caden McDonald, Arvell Reese, Lorenzo Styles Jr., Sonny Styles, and Carnell Tate. So those are the 11 Buckeyes that are in the NFL Combine currently, man. And a lot of these guys isn't working out at the Combine in particular. Some of these guys are waiting for the Ohio State Pro Day to do majority of their workouts. But we've seen a little bit of action today, man. And I wanted to highlight the two guys that's been talked about majority today, man. And let me play a couple clips of Arvell Reese right here. So let me play the first clip of Arvell Reese today.
Only the linebackers and defensive line have gone so far.
The fans who are still here. Yeah.
You hear? The reason we're only hearing about them right now is because only linebackers and D-line have gone so far, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. I believe so. It was more so the
I'm just saying, like, we definitely gonna hear from Carnell and some of these other.
Yeah, so that was Arvell Reese right there on his second run for the 40-yard dash today. Which the first 40-yard dash, he was the first 40-yard dash, he ran a 4.53, and the second one he ran a 4.47. And as well, we got to add context to the man Sonny Styles today. So let me show the clip of Mr. Sonny Styles today.
He broke the record for linebackers.
Yeah.
You said the record? Okay.
For jump, for high jump.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get into that. I think I got all his stats too. So let me go ahead and play Sonny Styles right here.
Sonny Styles does it. Matches the time of his teammate Arvell Reese. 4-4-7.
Yeah,
Yo,
man.
yo,
So that was
we
Sonny
had two
Styles right there,
4-4-7
man, matching Arvell Reese with 4.47 in the 40-yard dash, man. And crazy right there, brother. Crazy. So how y'all feeling about the guys, man, so far right now? Right now, they're saying that with Ohio State right now, we're possibly going to have 4 guys inside the top 10 and 5 possibly in the whole entire first round. So how y'all feeling about 11 guys right now, man, as far as the NFL?
Go ahead, T-Mac.
Well, I think that there's possibly 3 that don't get drafted at all, but I think that the rest do get drafted. But I do think that I think for my team's sake and your team's sake, I'm gonna have to vote that the Buckeyes don't get 4 in the top 10. 4 in the top 12 sound really good to me. With y'all getting Caleb and me getting Sonny, that's what sounds really good to me personally.
Man,
If he
Not
drops to
just
12, that's equal. I feel like this, bro, and y'all know how I feel about Shador. If Sonny or Arvell drop out of the top 10, that's equal to what happens to Shador. I'm sorry.
they
There's no way.
saying right now that they're saying that they got Caleb at 2 with the Jets right now.
I hope not.
I've seen a bunch of Arvell at 2. I haven't seen no Caleb at 2.
I've been seeing that either. I've seen Arvell at the
Yeah,
Jets.
I
I haven't
seen
seen Caleb.
Caleb at 2 this week. And beforehand, it was more so Arvell at 2, but now I'm seeing Arvell at 4 to the Titans.
That's wild.
The Titans need a receiver, bro. I've heard Carnell Tate to the Titans.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
I'm about to
They need a receiver
pull
bad
it up
for
real
Cam
quick
Ward, bro. They
from
got
Mel
no
Kiper.
number 1.
Let me
Titans
share my
definitely need a
screen real
receiver,
quick,
bro.
and we can look at Mel Kiper's
But Cam,
predictions right here. So you see right here at 1. Go ahead.
no, I was saying, but just because you showed them sprints, bro. Like I know that we was talking about before T-Mac, but like, bruh, when you got linebackers and D linemen running sub 540s, bro, you can't have a stationary quarterback. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just can't.
Hey, we gonna get into that conversation, but but you see right here with Mel Kiper right here. Mel Kiper has Caleb Downs at 2 with the Jets right now, saying this would be the highest draft slot for a safety since Eric Turner went number 2 in 91. He said Downs is worthy though. He reads the offense so well, and then his quickness, physicality, and ball skills to make plays against both the run and the pass. He can truly impact a defense ceiling from the back end with 6 interceptions, 18 tackles for loss, and 22 run stops over his 3 college seasons. The Jets defense didn't have a single interception in 2025. Yes, you read that right. And only the Cowboys gave up more points with 29.6 per game. So plus, Andre Cisco is hitting the free agency, one of the safeties. So you got Mel Kiper in recent time, and for his top 10, he got Caleb going to the Jets right here. And just scrolling down, you see Arizona with David Bailey. That was a guy I was talking about with the Bengals yesterday. And then you see right there with the Titans, they got the Titans with Arvell Reese right there at 4. And then just scrolling down a little bit more, Spencer Fano, he'll be the first tackle off the board for Utah. And then looking at Cleveland, Cleveland is looking heavy at Carnell Tate right now. So Carnell Tate most likely would be the first wide receiver off the board going to Cleveland. How y'all feel about Carnell Tate with Cleveland?
I like that.
Boo! Nah, don't ruin my guy's career. Don't ruin it.
It
He needed to
did.
go
I
somewhere better than that.
I know T-Man, you're gonna be mad about this right there. You see Sonny Styles, they
I
send Sonny
know.
Styles to the Commanders at 7 now.
He could have posted like the homie Dwayne Haskins got, R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins. But when he got drafted by the Redskins, I tagged him on Twitter and tagged the Redskins and said, "I loved being your fan for the last 3 years, but now you're the fucking ops."
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. That's how I
yeah,
feel
man.
about
So
Jack Sawyer.
and then like you see our beloved Bengals
Ruben
TV with
Bain, that's
Ruben
fire,
Bain.
actually.
No, we want Downs.
But if he's not there, there's nothing you can do about it.
Man, I don't think Caleb's gonna get to 10, dog. I just don't see it.
Bro, I
Caleb's
don't
too
see
fucking good to
nobody
get to
else.
10.
Nobody else really needs a DB, bro.
The Jets need
Yeah, but like
everything.
whether you need a DB or not, like you can't let Caleb Downs pass you, kinda.
They had Sauce Gardner, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't going to Jets, bro. They not going to grab if the Jets grab him without grabbing a weapon, bro. Like I don't see it. But
Jets
it's
is
the
one of
Jets
those
though.
teams that need a little bit of everything on
Hey,
both sides like that.
my bro in denial right now. Nope, no, no.
You see the hey, Ben T-Man see Ben Sword delay right there for the Cowboys.
Shit,
That's
man.
actually who I want to draft if Sonny Styles isn't there, to be honest.
Sonny Styles to the Cowboys is a great fit.
Oh, I love it, but it's not. He's not gonna make it to 12
Yeah,
It's a
Sonny
great
Styles
fit.
ain't making it to 12 after today.
because they got us at 20.
He
Hold
ain't
on,
making
hold on,
the
pause.
Steelers with. Hold on, I
What?
got you.
Scroll
Hold
up
on.
one more, dude.
Let me
I got a
scroll up.
20th pick too.
Scroll up,
Yep,
Cam.
you got. They
Yes,
talking about
Messidor.
Akeem
That's who I
Messidor from
want. I want
Miami.
Messidor.
That's a good pickup right there. That's a good
Imagine,
pickup for
imagine
sure.
him on the line with Clark and fucking Williams. That would be nasty.
Yeah.
They said the Steelers with Ty Simpson is crazy.
I wouldn't be
Uh,
Wow.
surprised.
I think that's a waste of a draft pick. The homies got him.
Wow. That is crazy. It, the Browns got 2 first-round picks in this one. That's crazy. They got Caden McDonald to the Bears at 25.
The
Wow.
Indiana Bears.
The what?
The Indiana
They got
Bears.
he's in the
It's from
Indiana Bears.
Chicago. It's only 20 minutes
Hey,
from the stadium. I didn't know it was that close. I'm like, why are they all complaining for to drive 20 minutes?
Bro, I'm saying Indiana's gonna throw a fit if they put their stadium in Indiana and they don't change. They're not gonna be able to be an Illinois named team. Everybody tries to use the arguments of like, like Dallas don't play in Dallas and like San Francisco don't play in San Francisco. Like
The Giants don't play in New York.
neither do the Jets, neither of them. I get it, but like that's the only one that's in a different state. Actually, all the other ones are still in the same state.
Ava, over here. Ava, over here. But I mean,
bro, that's
different
crazy,
state.
bro.
Ava, over
Five
here.
Buckeyes in the top 5, bro. And I mean, top in the first round, 5 Buckeyes with
What up, bud?
Caleb, Cornell, Arvell, Sonny, and Caden.
Appreciate you. See you, old woman.
That's wild.
Definitely wild right there, man.
But then it gets slow after that. I don't see. We think we see another one for a while. I think Davidson would be the next one after that, and then Caden
Yeah,
Curry, and
Iggy,
then
you think
maybe
Iggy goes in the second round? Let me ask you that, T Mac. You think Iggy going to second or third?
two, three. Yeah, I would say there somewhere. I would say that CJ is probably like a 4, 5, 6 area guy. Caden Curry could be like a 4th to 5th round guy. But I don't think either tight end or Lorenzo Styles gets drafted.
You don't think Max Clear gets drafted?
I think he had a trash season. I think coming here was a bad choice for his
Ah,
his draft stock. I really do.
I
that's
I I
tough. I think Max
I
Clear
agree.
had a decent season, bro. Like
Bro, he
he
went
went
from a
like
number
all
one
right,
target
Max
that led
Clear.
the Big Ten in receptions over like big name receivers into a guy that had like 20 catches on the year. Like, no matter what way you spin it, that is not what he had the year prior, and it did not benefit his draft stock in any way.
Yeah,
Yo,
I think a little differently. I think like Max Clear had a decent season due to the fact that you got guys like JJ and Cornell getting the rock a lot and everything. Of course, Bo Jackson as well. You know what I mean? So
I mean, arguably minus injury, he doesn't even start the whole season, and his fucking numbers are worse. Casameric wasn't healthy at first. Casameric who played near the end, who we saw get the ball more. I'm just saying, like, it's
I
I
want to
don't
say
know
this
that coming here
I
is
want to say
really the
this about
benefit
Max
he thought
Clear
it was
though
going to
too.
be.
Max Clear, we got to understand too. Max Clear wouldn't have entered that draft if he wasn't going to get drafted. I would say that for sure.
I could hear that.
listen, I would say getting drafted, being a starter on Ohio State is a lot better than getting drafted being a starter on Purdue. I'm just saying. Just
No,
saying.
I don't disagree with that.
You know what I'm saying? But I also agree with T Mac. Bro, he underperformed in my opinion. I'm not saying that he didn't deserve to be on the field or that he wasn't the best tight end we had. I get that, but I expected at least. I mean, how many catches does the man have? Did he even have 40 catches?
I don't know. I got to check the stats on it on him in particular.
If he had 40 catches, then I'll stand down. But I at least expected him to at least have 40 catches.
Y'all gotta add context to him playing alongside Cardinal and JJ, man. Yeah, he had this season he had 43 catches, 448 yards, 2 tutties, average 10.4 per catch with Ohio State. That's
That kind of
decent,
hurts.
bro. That's decent with being with Cardinal and JJ, bro. Both of them guys was damn near 1,000-yard receivers, pretty much. That's good, bro.
Well,
That's
let's
decent,
also not
bro.
forget. Let's also not forget Cornell missed a couple games, bro.
Yeah,
So
and
did
Max Clear was
JJ.
getting some of those. He was getting some of those touches when Cardinal was out.
I don't know, man.
And we run like a 3-4 tight end system in a sense. They rotate 3-4 tight ends. I mean, to it, we got to add that to context too as well.
Can we add this? These are the games that he had more than one catch in. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Minnesota, UCLA, Rutgers, Purdue, Indiana. The rest he had one against Texas. He had one. Well, my bad. I missed Illinois. He had one against Penn State.
Mm.
He had one against Michigan. He had 0 against Miami.
Mm.
He didn't produce against good teams, bro. That's real. I'm looking at a game log right now.
But think about those games that you just mentioned. Penn State, like that game was heavy with Cardinal and JJ. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
we got to add the context to
0
those
catches, though,
particular
bro?
games.
0 catches against the top teams? Come on, bro. That's
You said what?
unacceptable. I gotta switch. I gotta switch my screen to my iPad, so it's gonna look like I went out, but I'm coming right back in. It's got to change.
Are you good? You good?
All right.
Yeah, we got to add the little context with Max Clear for us. Some of those games was dominated with JJ and Cardinal.
I watch that 13 minutes. Or are you done? You don't watch the next 13 minutes? Or are you done?
And
I
I
thought I
believe with
muted myself. My bad.
Are you good? I definitely believe Max Clear. Let me look at see where they thinking they predicting him real quick. Max Clear draft prediction. They got him right now. They have him projected to as an second and third rounder right now.
Who?
Max Clear. They got him projected as a second or third rounder right now.
He's probably a second round talent that's probably gonna go in the late second round. But man, those numbers that T Mac just spoke out, bro, that's damning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get we run multiple tight end sets, but he's the best receiving tight end we had. Like, 0 catches against Miami. What the? I gotta watch that game for the 5th time to see what the fuck he. Like, seriously. Like, I've watched that game 4 times, bro. 4 times.
Hey, you a better man than me. I can't even watch that shit again.
Bro, for real.
So I'll
Dead
say
ass.
this: all 11 people right here are projected to be drafted. Lorenzo Style is a 7th round projected or free agent, undrafted or whatever.
Man, if that was any other player, bro, I gotta give Max Player the same treatment. Cause any other starter did that shit, bro, I'm on their ass, bro. And that's just ridiculous. We paid this motherfucker how much money? Just did not show up
I
in
don't know. I'm
the
gonna pay.
Yeah, I really don't know the NIL side of that.
I know he was the highest paid tight end in the portal.
Damn it.
Number one tight end in the portal.
Well, what else we talking about tonight?
Okay. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second because my shit just froze out of nowhere real quick. So y'all can go ahead and kind of keep cooking on that a little bit. Let me get this together because my shit froze.
I see Iggy going in the 1st round. I see Iggy going in the 1st round.
In the first round?
Yeah, I see him going in the 1st round.
What is he projected right now? That might be wild.
I'm gonna look at the draft order. Let me see.
All right, there we go.
I look. There's a lot of teams that could use Iggy, bro.
Iggy, I'll look at Iggy real quick. Iggy.
I'm trying to get it. It isn't working.
David.
Baltimore.
Iggy. They're projecting him as a day 2 selection right now. So he'll be 2nd or 3rd round.
It says 2 through 5. That's crazy. I've never seen someone with that wide of a projection.
He had a great senior bowl. He was balling in them senior bowl practices.
Yo, T-Mac, I can see your boys getting him. He'd be a good fit.
Hey.
You're not going to use the 20th pick on that man.
I can see the Ravens. I can see the Ravens getting him. I can see Detroit fucking with him. There's some teams, bro, that will fuck with him in the 1st round. Buffalo ain't got no shutdown receiver at 26. I can see Iggy going to 26. I don't know. I see it. I think he can go 1st round.
I unfortunately do not.
Some of these teams.
I see him more on the 4 or 5 round a side myself.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, they said they got him. What I seen 2nd or 3rd round for Iggy right now. So they saying he a day 2 guy. They believe that he's a starting cornerback in the league though, from some reports that I just seen.
Yeah.
Damn, this shit just froze again. I'll give me a second. Come on, man. So, of course, man, Matt Patricia. We can get into that. Matt Patricia extended his contract, man, with the Buckeyes, man, in recent time. And I'm hearing, I know T-Mac, you spoke about it the other day. You said that you believe that is a 2-year deal, and I'm hearing the same as far as Matt Patricia as well. How y'all feel about Matt Patricia on the extension with the Buckeyes?
I mean, I still only expect 1 year. I really do think that he ends up getting a head coach job he can't turn down next year. So I do think that he's fallen in love with college football at this point, and I think that his next head coaching job will be somewhere in college football.
Oh, you think he'll be in college?
I do.
Mm.
I just think that he enjoys this version of coaching, is my honest opinion.
Bro,
just the way he talks in his interviews and stuff. I just feel like he really enjoys the college side of like teaching kids and like bringing a higher level of football to these kids from like the NFL knowledge that he has. I just think that he could go build. I think in his mind, what he's presented to Ohio State, he could go build a solid program with what he has to present, like with the NFL knowledge. And
Yeah.
it sounds like from Caleb Downs and them that he really connects with people. And if we're in college, and if we're being honest, when we first hired him, there was a lot of really ill words from some NFL people, if you remember correctly. So like maybe he meshes better with college kids than NFL egos. And I'm being real. Hot take, call it what you want. I think that he's gonna end up at like a bigger name college team. I don't know who. I'm not gonna try to make that type of. I can tell you where it won't be. That would be an easier list.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
can
think
go and
he
play
would
this
ever go
song.
coach up north. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I could see him out of Michigan State or something. You know, like I'm just saying, like I really do believe that he ends up a college coach somewhere.
All right, let me play this clip from Matt from the other day. I'm about to play it right here.
Buckeye Nation, so excited to just share the news that I've extended my contract. We will be staying in Columbus. I'm so appreciative of all your support. The fans have been unbelievable. Certainly thank you to Coach Day and his trust in me with the defense, our athletic director, Ross, his staff, our coaching department, all the players. Just so thankful to be here. We love Columbus. We love the Buckeyes. We're going to work tirelessly to continue to build the defense and go out and defend the shoe. So we're excited to get back at it, and certainly looking forward to next year. But just want to express my gratitude and appreciation for Buckeye Nation and how much you mean to us, and we're just excited to be here. So looking forward to next season. Thanks.
Yeah. Bro, it genuinely looks like he's just having a good time too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he has a lot of passion in this college because you remember week one when before week one he was speaking about after week one in the Texas game where Matt Patricia was speaking about as far as like the atmosphere, the college atmosphere, building with these college, these college kids and helping them get to the NFL. And that was one thing that I noticed about Arvell and Sonny that they were speaking about in their press conferences in recent time, and where they was talking about how much T-Man probably dropped off.
Hello?
You hear me? You hear
Hello?
me? You hear me? Do you hear me, bro?
I can't hear you, Cam.
Hold on. I had to put this thing on. Can you hear me now, bro? Can you hear me now, Tom? TB? Hold on. I got to go in and go back out. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go in and go back out, real. All right, you hear me now? You hear me now, Tom? TB? Can you hear me now, bro?
Hello?
Can you hear me now? Whoa. I don't know what happened. I do not know what happened. Let me see it again.
I can hear you.
Can you hear?
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. Let's get back at it.
All right, cool. All right, so Yeah, man. What I was speaking for is Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia, it seemed like a lot of guys from the NFL Combine, the defensive guys, they were speaking about Matt Patricia, of how much he helped their game this past season and everything. And of course, Matt Patricia, he's involved with recruiting. He's really tapped in with the program and everything, man. And that was one thing that our old DC didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Our old DC that we had, he wasn't willing to go out there on the road and recruit and everything.
Did you forget his name?
Yeah,
was willing to go out there and recruit.
Yeah, his name don't get spoken on the pod no more. That one guy.
Is he Voldemort? What the fuck just happened? I got my Harry Potters on and shit, but
He that one guy.
that one bald guy that wasn't no good, but we thought was good, but he was decent in the Big 12. That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
But then when he went to the next school, he gave them their worst defensive season in like fucking 20 years. That guy?
That guy.
That guy.
Oh, okay. Continue on.
Absolutely, man. So I love the move. I love Matt Patricia back and fold, man. And that carries us into the conversation with let's talk about the 2027 class briefly. You know what I'm saying? Then we could get into these last two topics after that.
I did not feel like that's where I expected that to go. I feel like we tripped and stumbled over the offensive coordinator and fell into 2027, but let's fucking do it.
Yeah, we talked about Arthur a couple weeks ago.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, so
we can talk about him again, though. We can talk about him again. Well, man, I mean, I ain't tripping.
So, so right now with the 2027 class right now, man, we have 9 commitments. Right now, they're number 1 recruiting class in the 2027 class on a couple of sites right now. And, of course, you see DJ Jacobs right there. That's one of the most significant names out of the class right now, edge rusher out of Georgia, 5-star guy. Of course, the long commit, Jameer Brown, that's was at Dayton Wayne. Now he's at Big Walnut, close to Columbus and everything. So you got Jameer Brown right there, Quentin Cypher as well. You got Eli Johnson, a 4-star safety out of Texas. That's definitely amazing. You got Brady Edmonds, one of the early commits for the 2027 class. Elite quarterback. He just got announced that he's going to be on the Elite 11. So you got Brady Edmonds. He's been recruiting heavy for this 2027 class. And, of course, you got Angelo Smith, J.J. Jeremiah Smith's brother right there at safety. Then Mason Wilt from Ohio right there as well. And two other offensive linemen as well. Once you click on Brady McNeil from Virginia and Kellen Wimmer from Liberty Center right there. So you got 3 old linemen in the class, man. This class is definitely building pretty strong as well. A lot of guys is coming up on visits coming up as well. And one guy I wanted to highlight, man. I know one of my favorite guys that Ohio State is recruiting, and I wanted to highlight this with this guy. And let me play this video of this guy, Mr. David Gabriel Georges, right here. So let me play this because right now, Ohio State, they're very close in hand right now with David Gabriel Georges, 5-star running back from Canada, but he's playing out there in Tennessee right now. So this is Steve Wilfong right here.
Running back David Gabriel Georges out of Chattanooga Baylor School in Tennessee by way of Montreal, Canada. I have an early Rivals Prediction Machine forecast in favor of Ohio State for David Gabriel Georges, and I still like where I stand on that prediction now. I am not sleeping on the Vols. Tennessee could very well land David Gabriel Georges as well. He's got Georgia and some other programs high on his list, but no program has a better relationship with David Gabriel Georges than Carlos Loughlin, running backs coach, who's been on him the longest, the earliest, and Ohio State's track record of developing multiple running backs, several running backs, the pedigree, the style of play all speak to David Gabriel Georges, and even the way Ohio State recruited the transfer portal, taking older guys, making sure that when David Gabriel Georges is ready to enroll, he has an opportunity to compete for a huge role.
That's right there. David Gabriel George is right there out of Tennessee. The man is a monster, bro. I call him Adrian Peterson 2.0. Like, I know Keymon Spell, he's the number one running back in the 2027 class. First, he was committed to Penn State, and of course, they switched coaches. And of course, he ended up committing to Georgia a couple of weeks ago, which Georgia was in the runnings for David Gabriel Georges as well. So now you got Ohio State, Tennessee, a neck and neck contest right now for David Gabriel Georges right now. The second best running back in the 2027 class, which I think he's better than Keymon Spell, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching this man, David Gabriel Georges, this whole year, and I'm like, this guy's amazing, averaging 200 yards a game out there in Tennessee, man. Crazy work, and he's playing good competition. So, what y'all think about David Gabriel Georges, fellas?
Shit, bro. Adrian Peterson 2.0 Jr. is a big compliment, big shoes to fill. That's all I'm saying. You know, when you
he's a man child out there.
When you make claims like that, bro, I just got to see it on the field.
He's a man child out there, and the crazy part, we get him. He'll be coming in when Bo Jackson is into his third year, last year.
Bro, if he's Adrian Peterson, like you say, once he comes in, Bo Jackson won't see the field.
You don't think Bo Jackson to see the field his third year, his last year?
Bro, only if he's Adrian Peterson, bro. Hell no, he shouldn't see the field. You making what are you talking about? Like when you put them type of claims, yeah, that's what, you know what I'm saying. Now, if you would have said, "Oh, he's a great player, great 5-star, highly touted back," oh, that's something different. That's not what you said. You know what I'm saying? You said Adrian Peterson. Adrian
I hear you.
Was a dog in college and NFL. So, like, that's all I'm saying. That's it.
Hey, he on your ass right now, Cam.
I'm not disagreeing. I will say this about DGG. This man right here, he definitely got a chance to dethrone Bo Jackson out the gate. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I wasn't disagreeing with TB with what he said. That's why I wasn't disagreeing, because this man is the goods, bro. He's the goods, and I come from that realm of running backs. TB does as well, where we study the running backs heavy, and I've watched this guy so many times where I'm like, this guy can be a day one starter out the gate for any team in college football. Like he's that good, bro. Like, and I'm hearing Ohio State is willing to drop a crazy. If he wants, they willing to match that bag for him. Like he's a high priority, especially Coach Lachlan. He's been recruiting him ever since he was in the 8th grade, from what I heard. So Coach Lachlan has a great relationship with him. A better relationship.
So he was originally probably going to be a Duck, and then we got the coach.
I'll say that again.
So he possibly was going to be an Oregon Duck, and then we got the coach.
Hey, it could have been that way. It could have been that way, man.
Yo, real quick, something just popped in my mind about something T-Man said earlier about Matty P. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to harp on him long, but I just want to throw this out there because I think the Florida State head coach is trash. So do you think it would be possible they would go after him?
Yes.
Yeah, it depends how Norville's season how they go this year. It depends how the season goes. Because I know Florida State is on Mike Norville's helmet right now. Mm-hmm. They're on his helmet to get it together.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that team out there and see, because I think Norville should have been gone already. I've been saying that on podcasts all the past 2 years. So I think Matty P will be good down in Florida State.
Now, T-Man, T-Man, we me and you, we both be tapped in on the recruiting heavy. What do you want to see out of this 2027 class right now? That's building right now with them being 9 commitments in and being a number 1 recruiting class right now currently. What do you want to see out of this 2027 class?
I want to see us get DGG, and I want to see us keep Jacobs. I think Jacobs, DGG, and Jameer Brown have to be top priority with Don Shun, whatever the number 2 receiver, whatever
Oman
Sales Dun
Sales.
Monshun. My bad. I thought it was Don Shun
Are you good?
Sales,
Are you good?
but yeah. No, I think that those 3 that I said originally are like the main course that we need to get. But if we could add him too, that just adds to wide receiver use. So I think that the
Yeah.
mains need to be that.
Now, T-Man, had you seen? I don't know if you've seen the guy Eric McFarland from Florida from IMG. Eric McFarland is a slot receiver from IMG that
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
a couple of guys then a couple of recruiting sites has crystal ball him to Ohio State, and he loves Ohio State, been coming to Ohio State camps and everything. So that's another guy that's in play. Marshawn Sales, he's a guy that's from Indiana. I think Indiana and Alabama got more to track on him, even though Marshawn Sales did just book his official visit with Ohio State coming up. So you got Marshawn Sales in the fold coming on the visit, but I've been hearing more so him with Alabama and Indiana more so than everything. Of course, just watching him in particular. But this class is just shaping out well. We got 3 O linemen already. We got the quarterback that we love already, Brady Edmonds. Brady Edmonds is a dog. He's a dog. Like, if y'all seen that man throw that pill, and he's a dog. He's really a dog, and he loves
What class is he?
2027.
Okay.
Yeah, 2027. Brady Edmonds, man. Him and Jameer, they already been working together and everything. Keeping Jameer is a big thing too, because Jameer is taking visits for his senior year and everything. He is taking visits, but he said that he's sold with Ohio State. I don't like the fact that he's taking visits. DJ Jacobs, on the other hand, he's a guy that said he's not taking any visits. But you still got Miami out there trying to throw a crazy bag at him and trying to, flip DJ Jacobs from Ohio State to Miami and everything. So, it's a real interesting situation for us in 2027 class, man. And it's just starting. And it's, you're going to see a lot of more information on recruiting wise from us and from everyone coming up. With a lot of these official visits coming up. For us in spring, summer, and everything going into the season, man. So it's just heating up for us the 2027 class, and I'm excited about this class, man. I'm definitely excited, man. And we can get on to the next topic, talking about the depth chart, man. Let's talk about the depth chart real quick. So, how y'all feel about the depth chart, man? Of course, you got JS10. Of course, he's QB1. Tavian Sinclair is QB2 right behind JS10, and there's been a lot of conversations about Tavian being the backup for Ohio State this year. Is for us him growing into that position and working behind JS10, and then you got Bo Jackson as RB1. Isaiah West is RB2. Then you got a kind of mixture between Jacoby Jackson, the Florida transfer, with Legend Bay right there behind them.
You know how they be having a way too early, predictions and shit on ESPN?
Yeah.
Well, I got a way too early hot take. Y'all may think this is funny, but I'm dead ass. I think Legend Bay gonna put Brandon Ennis on the bench.
Well, Legend Bay's playing running back.
He can play receiver too. He can do whatever Brandon Ennis do and better.
I mean, I think that we I think that old Devin McQueen is going to end up putting Brandon Ennis out, but or
Devin
Kyle Parker. Both the slots that we picked up in the portal are both very, very good.
Well, I don't know enough to even to I have to run with you on that because I don't know. I haven't seen enough film on those two. But if you say that they are, then I'm gonna run with you on that too. I just don't think Brandon Ennis is good. But proceed, Cam.
Well,
I
you
agree.
see, you see with the now one thing I did want to add context with the running backs, Bo Jackson and Isaiah West, both of those guys won't be in spring practice. Both of them guys had surgery for the off season and stuff. So
That's
that's
why I
one
think
thing
Legend
that,
will earn running back snaps because he's going to go fucking crazy.
bro, exactly. That's why you're gonna see Legend Bay. Like it has the opportunity for guys like Legend Bay and Turbo Rogers as well. Like for those guys to step up and build, in between the spring season as well. And and then you see, with the wide receivers core, you see Jeremiah Smith at that spot, then Jaquaden Guilford, the freshman, and Davis Adolph at the 3 spot behind JJ and Jaquaden Guilford. And then you see at the second receiver spot, you see Chris Henry Jr. They got him at the 1 spot. Go the other side of JJ. Then they got David McQueen, and then they got Phillip Bell. I think Phillip Bell will be a redshirt freshman going into this next season. And then as well, the other wide receiver spot got Brandon Ennis, the captain, at 1, and then you got Kyle Parker, the Florida transfer that we came in with LSU. I think LSU transfer, my bad. LSU transfer. And Desi Jones. I think he'll be a redshirt freshman as well, man. So one thing about it, Brandon Ennis, he do got to be on this shit because Kyle Parker is definitely trying to grab that spot from him. You know what I mean? So that's one thing he definitely got to be on his business, man, for us, keeping everything together and building and growing and getting better into this 2026 season for sure. You know what I mean? So what y'all think about the wide receiver core?
I mean, I said everything I said. I mean, Jeremiah and Chris Henry go. I mean, like I told T Matt, like Kyle Parker, the other ones, I haven't really watched much film on them to really speak educately speak on them. So I ain't gonna speak.
Yeah, see, I watched some highlight. I watched some footage on them guys on Kyle Parker and David McQueen. Like David, I think Devin McQueen is more so. He's more so on a path to where like he's trying to he's helping Chris Henry build a little bit in a sense along with JJ. You know what I mean? Chris Henry's going to start regardless. Chris Henry would not be at Ohio State if he wasn't going to be playing. Like that's just the fact of the matter. And I even seen content with Chris Henry, talking to his agent. I seen that when he had the whole build up to him, committing to Ohio State and actually signing on signing day and everything, where his agent was saying, like, we're going to make sure we get you at a place where, you're going to play and stuff. So that was a big thing for Chris Henry, was being able to play in his first year. So that was big right there. And then you see with the tight ends, of course, Nate Roberts, he was a freshman last year that played a lot, more so played fullback a lot more so. But they got him as the number 1 tight end 1, along with Mason Williams from Ohio U. Got him. He's right behind Nate Roberts, as well as you got Ben Christian. I'm surprised how the fuck Ben and Christian still got how the hell he got eligibility left. I'm trying to figure how long Ben and Christian been a Buckeye, dog. He's been there for
a long time.
He's been there a minute. But we did get the guy from Northwestern, man. Hunter Welsing from Northwestern as well, man. So you got that for us, the tight ends. And one interesting factor was as far as the O-line, with you got Austin Searfield. They have him right there at left tackle. Now, one thing I heard was I think we talked briefly behind the scenes with the O-line. I believe that Carson Hinton is going to be the center. I believe they're going to move Searfield on the inside, taking him from left tackle and moving him at guard, and having Luke Montgomery be the other guard, of course, and keeping Philip Daniels at right tackle, then moving in more out to tackle as well. I mean, so that so it's going to be real interesting to see how they move with the offensive line in particular, because of course the offensive line was a big situation for us. Those two losses that we had this past season, for us, the Big Ten championship and the playoffs with Miami. So that was one thing. A lot of the Buckeye Nation was really big on for us. The offensive line. Why they're not trying to go get guys out of the portal on the offensive line and everything. But Ohio State, the staff, they were comfortable with some of the guys that they had. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. One thing people got to realize with the transfer portal, Ohio State, they want to keep the guys as much as possible that they want, and then they go out there and try to plug in, play, and get guys and everything from there. You know what I mean? So, what y'all think about the offensive line?
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. This is solely just my personal opinion and my own personal philosophy. And please tell me if it's crazy, right? Because y'all my brothers. For me personally, I like continuity with the offensive line. I like to have my 5 linemen play the exact same position. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'll put it like this. The position that their natural position that where I'm coaching you at, that's what I want. I don't like a lot of the shuffling. You know what I mean? Because these offenses are complex. There's different assignments. Some guard positions or some positions on the line are pooling. So now we're getting into the intangibles. Is certain dude, is he a good? He may be a good blocking guard, moving him from right guard to left tackle or whatever the case, just for the sake of example, or to left guard, but can he pull? How's this reaction time of, getting down? Like, I just don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I put the backups, shuffle them around, see where they can play, because they backing up anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I just want our linemen to play their natural positions that they're coached at, and then build some continuity, man. Because I've never seen a team who goes 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row with their linemen, with no shuffles. Those teams don't typically win. You know what I mean? Not saying Ohio State win, because we know we win. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying those teams that have that continuity on the offensive linemen playing the same position for over multiple games, more so than not, they win games and they control the game at the line of scrimmage. And that's where we lost that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, man. What you think, T-Matt? What about the O-line?
Trash. No, I'm just kidding. I honestly kind of expected more of the Carson Hinsman moving to guard and Joshua Padilla playing center next year, rather than starting Ian Moore and Philip Daniels moving to right guard. I'd rather keep Daniels at tackle, and Padilla been waiting his turn, and I think that it's his turn, bro.
And I agree with that, T-Matt. And I agree with that. Like, put those players, same moves that T-Matt just said. I agree with those moves, and keep them there, bro, for the whole season, and deal with the ups and downs and coach these players. Because come playoff time, bro, they're going to have the continuity going to be great. That's all, you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, man. That I definitely agree with you with, as far as you want to keep things intact for sure. You know what I'm saying? Which is that it kind of lead me to believe that I see Searville probably staying on that outside of tackle, probably. You know what I'm saying? I can see that for real in retrospective. You know what I mean? And I know they're expecting big out of Carter Lowe. Carter Lowe, he was he'd be a redshirt freshman this year, but Carter Lowe, they're expecting him to step up as well, man. And of course, this O-line had a lot of trouble for us, when it was on that championship run. And definitely they gotta develop and get better, and definitely gotta build upon this year, man, for sure. And just continuing on to the defense, man, because the defense is something, we're losing a lot of starters on defense. So of course you got Kenyatta Jackson, he's returning. And then of course you got Bo Atkinson right behind Kenyatta Jackson right there. And then Corey Wilder, the freshman that a lot of people is very, very high on. I'm very high on Corey Wilder as well. And D tackles. I love the work that we did at D tackle in the portal with James Smith from Alabama. Of course, you got Edric Houston back and forward, of course, which is definitely got to be more consistent this year. John Walker from UCF. I love him. Will Smith, and then you got Emilien Ruffin, the freshman, along with Jason Moore, and of course we got other freshmen with Demarion Simeon and Jameer Perez from Glenville. So the D tackle, I think we're solid at D tackle right here, man. With James Smith and John Walker. Now, my thing is, do y'all think you think these guys with James Smith and John Walker, they're going to come in and start over Edric Houston out the gate?
I was going to talk about that because I was surprised because I was just playing with Edric Houston on the game, bro. He's solid for me.
Yeah. Edric Houston is very talented. I think everything is all mental with him. You know what I mean? Because he had a few penalties in the season and everything, but everything is mental with him.
I think that the answer is yes.
You like James Smith, T-Mac?
I think that both of them start over him because of partially what you're talking about. And I think that that's going to backfire on him in terms of it being mental, that they had to bring new people in. They didn't think I was good enough. I think he'll defeat himself. He's just got shown a lot of mental lapses in his game. And I don't know. I think they brought in two real dogs to really push him. I don't know. I am most surprised by the linebackers on this. I don't understand why Riley and TJ ain't starting, but
we gonna get it. I want to get into that conversation too. So with the other DNs, they got Zion Grady, which he had a lot of playing time last year as a freshman, which he played pretty well, along with Qual Russell, the Alabama transfer that's very versatile, athletic and everything. That's a big guy that's coming in from Alabama as well, man. Then you got Appy. I'm just going to say Appy. I'm not saying his last name, number 44 for the Buckeyes. Appy, he played well when he came in. And, of course, you got, some of the freshmen that we have as well. And then with the linebacker core is something that I'm really I'm really shaking my head on because, of course, you got the Wisconsin transfer, Kristen Allegro. Then they got Riley Petterjohn behind him and TJ Alford behind Riley, which is, you got Peyton Pierce at the other linebacker spot with Sincere Johnson behind him and Eli Lee behind Sincere Johnson. Now, this is my thing. Peyton Pierce, don't get it twisted. I love him. I think he's a great football player, but he's not better than Riley Petterjohn. He's not better than him. Like, Riley Petterjohn should be starting over Peyton Pierce, hands down.
I think they do.
That's just my personal opinion.
I think they're doing it for reasons we don't know. I think they testing Riley.
Now, one thing I want to say about this, one thing about this whole depth chart for us, the guys that's in certain positions and stuff, and in certain spots.
I would just like to say we saw who got more playing time this year. So
you got it. Yeah, Peyton Pierce had more playing time. Like, he had more playing time than Riley because he was rotating in with Sonny and Arvell. And my thing is, you got to play the best guys that you see that's on the field and that's playing better. And I felt like if you measure the time out between Riley and Peyton on the times that they were in and on the field, I felt like Riley played better. But Peyton played more snaps and he played in more pivotal moments than Riley did.
Yeah, Riley played against backups. I'm not trying to doubt him or anything. My real issue is with the Allegro dude coming in and immediately being the starter. I think that's more of a talkable situation than us trying to compare Peyton Pierce and Riley Petterjohn, because in my opinion, I think they're both similar level players. But Peyton's definitely got the the experience of starting in big moments. You know, he probably played in the championship, the playoff run, whatever playoff loss, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Anyways, I'm just saying, like, to me, I mean, Christian's dope and he played pretty decent at Wisconsin, lots of tackles, but like, is he Ohio State ready? In my opinion, the answer is no. And I think that Riley should be starting over him more than us discussing if he should be starting over Peyton. I think that we're having the wrong argument right now.
All right, I got a little
Based on a
pushback for
weak
that.
and a strong side linebacker, Peyton Pierce and Riley Pettijohn shouldn't even be in the same conversation. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I got a little pushback for that. I got a little pushback with the guy Christian. He's a guy that they felt recruiting him was, basically a plug and play guy. Looking at his stats that he done definitely balled out over there with
Which
Wisconsin.
then leads me back to my pushback that they brought him in because they don't trust Riley because he's the strong side linebacker. That's the position that we were losing with Sonny. You get what I'm saying? I feel like I don't know. I played linebacker, so for me in this two linebacker system, you're really you really gotta separate your strong from your weak side backer. They do separate things. They do different jobs. And Riley Pettijohn is a very good strong side linebacker. I don't understand the Christian thing because it makes me doubt somebody that I don't doubt. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, Christian is more so like they're looking at Christian Alagro. They're looking at his production and that he had at Wisconsin. They're looking at the size
I
measurements
understand what you're
as
saying. They're
far as
looking
like
for
him being
somebody that they
six
can trust
four,
because they don't trust that
having
Riley can
some of
do it
his
yet, and that sucks. That sucks to have to admit. That's the truth of the
yeah.
situation.
Yeah, they're looking at Christian more so like as him having the same size measurements of Arville and Sonny and his production that he had at Wisconsin and his experience of what I mean, for as him coming over and they're just plugging in and playing him out the gate. But that's not a guarantee. Like my thing is, yes, he can tackle in space and stuff and everything, but my thing is coverage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he ain't
Riley
running a sub
Pettijohn can
4.5.
cover guys out of the backfield and everything. I think Riley Pettijohn can cover guys better than Peyton Pierce. You know what I'm saying? For as tight ends and running backs out of the backfield in particular, because Peyton Pierce, he's not
Why he's a strong side
crazy. He's
linebacker,
not
buddy.
that great in
That's why he's a strong side linebacker, buddy. That's the separation
facts.
I'm trying to tell you. The
I think it's going
strong
to become.
side is the side with the tight ends on. So your strong
I
side
think it's going to
linebacker
become
would
to where
cover
we're
your
going to
tight
see
end.
Riley Pettijohn and Kristen Alagro be the linebackers. I think
Well, that's what I'm
Riley's
saying
going to
though. No,
outplay
if you
Peyton.
play Riley Pettijohn at weak side linebacker, you lose everything he's good at. You're missing the point. I feel like just because you
So
want
put
him to play.
so with you would like to have Riley as the strong linebacker, and then
Yeah,
have
if
either
you're
Kristen
arguing somebody
and
starting
Peyton on the
over
other side.
Peyton, then it would have to be like that's what I'm saying. Like Peyton is a weak side linebacker because he lacks in the coverage. You get what like you just said. You made that point. If you put Riley Pettijohn there, his skill set at linebacker, yes, is plugging the hole, but like his coverage is what makes him elite. If you put him at weak side linebacker, he's just plugging holes or stepping up to the line to blitz. Like you get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I just I think that when you're in this 5-2 situation where you got two linebackers and five DBs, and you get what I'm saying, like you're running a nickel. You know what I'm saying, like which is going to be probably that what the dude from Duke I believe is who we're going with there, or the Florida State dude, one of the two. But I'm just saying like that weak side linebacker is more so going to be spying on your quarterback, more going to be and shit like that, you're not going to have them covering, and you lose that with you know what I'm saying. Riley Pettijohn is good at that, so if you don't have him on the tight end, if you have him on the field, he needs to be on the fucking tight end. I'm stumbling on my words because I want to
yeah,
roll this
you
fucking
could.
blunt,
Yeah, I
but
totally
I'm
understand you, bro. Thanks, bro. And then like even just to add more context, like I don't like TJ Alfred being behind Riley at that 3 spot. You know what I'm saying? And just to add a little bit more context too within the linebackers, we got to watch out for Sincere Johnson, bro. A lot of people is comparing
factual statement, factual
a lot of
statement,
people's
factual
comparing Sincere
statement.
Johnson on some Arvell Reese 2.0 shit because he's coming for Glenville. They looking at the measurements for us, the size and everything. We gotta beware of Sincere Johnson. Sincere Johnson, he ain't coming in there just to sit the bench and just develop. He coming in there to get a spot too. You know what I mean? And Sincere Johnson, I know T-Mac, you watched him over, his this past year, and along with myself, Sincere Johnson is amazing, bro.
Bro, listen
He's
to me.
amazing.
I would say that there's a real chance that he puts Peyton on the bench. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like we're having the wrong arguments here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I think that the argument should be, is Sincere Johnson our weak side linebacker, and is Riley Pettijohn our strong side linebacker, and they just have the wrong two people at one. And not per se is Riley Pettijohn better than Peyton Pierce, because yes, the answer is yes at being a linebacker overall. But being a weak side linebacker, no, because you take half of his skill set. You take the part that makes him spectacular away
Yeah.
from him by putting him at that position, bro. Like, I'm not like just trying to like dispute what you're saying. I just truly think there's a real chance that our starting linebackers are Riley Pettijohn and Sincere Johnson. I really, truly believe that Sincere Johnson can be the starting linebacker at Ohio State as a freshman.
One thing I hate about us though, about our squad, that like when we see, like sometimes
Do you mean our squad
Ohio State
like
is, they
Buckeye
don't like
Steppas,
to
or our
play
squad like
freshmen
the
as much,
Buckeyes?
bro. They're building and starting to do it a lot more, but one thing we have to take into consideration for us, like the transfer portal and high school recruiting. With high school recruiting, some of these guys that you're bringing in as 4 or 5 stars, they want to play, a little bit earlier than expected. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't play, they may stay there a year or two and stuff, and see if they don't get the time that they wanted, then they move on. You know what I mean? And that's
And
something
I'll
that's
say after the
real
CJ
pivotal.
Hicks scenario, a lot of these linebackers might not sit here and wait. That
Yeah.
dude probably just wasted his whole fucking career sitting on the bench.
Just imagine that linebacker that we was going after from Georgia. I can't think of his name right now. The one that ended up committing to Texas. Like if he would have came in, he was expected to probably start day one. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of context to that. You know what I'm saying?
Are you talking about Simmons?
Not Simmons. No, the guy, I can't think of his name right now. Dude that was playing at he was playing at the same school that Dylan Raiola was in his last year at Georgia.
A linebacker. Because now I want to go to the safety. My brain keeps trying to go to the safety, but he went to Georgia, and he's a starting safety for Georgia right now.
I know you talking about Bolden.
Yeah,
You talking about Bolden.
Grayson maybe.
I can't think of bro's name right now. But just continuing on. Let's continue on. With the cornerbacks. Of course, Jermaine and Devin Sanchez, both of those guys be the starters next year. You got Jordan Thomas, the freshman, behind Jermaine right there, along with Dominique Kelly, the
Hey, you know
transfer
who?
portal Georgia cornerback that we got. Dominique Kelly, he is very, very talented, man. That's one thing I will say. I watched footage on him, and he's very talented. And he played a little bit last year, his freshman year at Georgia. And then, yeah, they got him. Yeah, they got him third string. They got Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas was highly recruited. He was the first cornerback that we got out of the 2026 class. And Jordan Thomas, he had a great All-American Bowl where he was playing very good. He was D'ing up Chris Henry and everything, man. Jordan Thomas, tall, rangy cornerback and everything. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that they're definitely going to rely on more so next year, but they want him to build this year as well. And on that other side, of course, Devin Sanchez as the other cornerback, along with Cam Calhoun from Wynn-Woods. I know people ain't crazy about him because he's a Michigan guy, and we know the history with him. And then, of course, Jordan Woods, the 6'4" cornerback that we got last year. That's probably a redshirt freshman going into this year. Then, of course, with the nickelback, you got Earl Little Jr. Of course, he was a safety at Florida State, but they're bringing him in to play the nickel, along with can't think of the last. Oh, Jay Timmons, Lawrence Timmons' son. A Florida State legacy. This guy, we flipped him from Florida State, and he was the number one cornerback out of this 2026 class. So, they're very high on Jay Timmons, playing as well, along with Miles Lockhart. Miles Lockhart, behind the depth chart, of course, he's going into his, I want to say it's probably his sophomore year. And, Miles Lockhart, probably a guy that, definitely probably won't see much time at that spot as well. So, what y'all thinking about the cornerbacks and the nickel right now?
Go ahead, T-Mac.
I think the cornerback 2 position, number 2 spot needs to go down.
You think Devin can get you? Because I remember T-Mac, you was kind of off of Devin Sanchez. You was on his helmet during the season on a few plays. You know what I mean? So
no, I think that
question to
I
T-Mac
think that
is,
Devin Sanchez is probably going to start. I'm saying that
absolutely.
that the trader from the team up north that then went to my second least favorite team after that. I should get the fuck off my depth chart.
Yeah. Maine got that boy back here, man. You know what I'm saying? The boy Maine, he got that. He done brought Camp Calhoun from
Bro, I feel like
Wynwood.
this is like the homie went and became a Crip and now wants to be a Blood, and I just ain't feeling it.
Now, I will say this. I remember during the season, T-Mac, you was really big on Devin Sanchez on a few plays right there. Now, Devin Sanchez ain't doing what he's supposed to do going into the season and ain't becoming the guy that we believe that he can be. Cam Calhoun is going to be thrust in there automatically out the gate. Him, Jordan Thomas, Dominique Kelly, them boys going to be coming for that spot, man.
I don't think Devin Sanchez played all that bad.
He had a couple bad plays, but you're not wrong. He didn't play all that bad. But he had some bad plays for sure. We can't disagree that.
How many bad plays can we say Iggy had? A lot.
I mean, bad plays, I don't know. Bad holds, a decent amount.
It's a play.
It's a little different, though. Hey, that boy T-Mac was spazzing on Devin Sanchez. Like, man, he gave up 2 fucking touchdowns. He was good.
He sure the fuck did. I don't even remember. Somebody ate his ass up one game. I remember.
Man. I think it was freshman woes with him. Freshman woes a little bit. I give him a little grace.
I like Devin. I do, but I'm also with T-Mac too. But that applies for every motherfucking body for me. If you're not playing well, you get benched. It's Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the fact that the NIL got these players coming here entitled, thinking that they ain't. I got the millions of dollars. They tell me I'm gonna start. Okay, but I still need that work ethic. I still need, and some players get that man. We're talking 17, 18-year-old kids, though. Y'all, we're talking millions of dollars. Now, I can't speak for nobody else in this world but me. But 18, Tyler, the 18 me wasn't ready for $1 million. Not what my money said. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, listen. If they gave me $1 million at 18, I can't even think of old boy's name right now, but I'd have been like the dude that got drafted by the Celtics.
What are you talking about?
I might have died. You don't know who I'm talking about? The Celtics drafted that dude and he died before the first practice. He overdosed on cocaine.
Bro.
Lynn Bias. That's his name.
That's crazy. RP to Lynn Bias, man.
Oh, I'm not dissing him. I'm telling you, if they gave me $1 million at 18, I would be Lynn Bias. I'm just being fucking real. I might like to hit a bump every now and then. If they gave me $1 million, I'd probably try to be Scarface, and I would probably fucking die. It's the fucking truth.
Oh man, bro. So,
Nasty word.
see what I'm talking about, bro? Like, come on, man. Like, I thought about this earlier, Kemp, when you was like, oh, Chris Henry Jr. coming in and he expect to start. Okay, you expect to start. Now, what's going to show me is how you play. Because now you're coming in already with the silver spoon, metaphorically speaking, in your mouth because you know you're going to start. So are you going to maintain? Are you going to work on your craft? You know what I mean? Like now I'm looking at you with the more finer tooth comb. You know
Do
what I'm
you think that
saying?
we told Jeremiah he was going to start?
And Jeremiah backed it up with his weight room, bro. How many times, how many quotes and witnesses we
No,
don't
no, no. I'm not brother, I'm asking a question. I'm not disagreeing with your statement at all. I agree with everything you're saying, bro. 100%. I'm simply asking, do you think that we told Chris Henry he was going to start? Or not
Yeah,
Chris Henry. Do you think Jeremiah
Absolutely.
Smith knew he was coming to start?
absolutely, absolutely. Yes.
And that's why they pushed him so hard in them camps. I mean, the plays were fire, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, you saw what's his name? Vaj Penn Miller was posting his highlights talking about like this is what I was doing at practice. And we ain't never seen none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Do you think
Right.
that's why they pushed JJ's catches so hard?
Yeah, man. JJ just got it in him to be great, and he showed it, man. Like he's
Right.
selling in the weight room. You know what I mean? You hear stories about when he's squatting in the weight room. He's leading. You know what I'm saying? Like that's at one point you get to a point where okay, I don't want to prove. I want to prove these people wrong. So then you switch over to I want to prove these people right. And JJ switched over to that mindset. I got to prove these people right that supported me, and he chose it. Now that's what I look for in Chris Henry Jr. and these other, and not just Chris Henry Jr., but other players too who come in with the expectation and already given to them that they're starting. So now I gotta judge you more with a fine-tooth comb. You know what I mean? I can't judge you as a player who's been on the bench and stepped up, because then I can say, oh, he's still learning. He didn't see that yet. This is like, you know what I'm saying? I can justify some stuff. I can't justify nothing if you already coming in and you're not a starter and you're going to be the starter and you ain't even put the pads on yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't like. I know, man. I know they got to have a depth chart, but the depth chart don't seem pure because there's money involved in it. And so now we got to wait to see these players. We got to judge them differently. We got to look at certain players differently than others. For example, are we going to judge James Smith in the same type of criteria that we judge Edric Houston? We've seen Edric Houston. You know, we know what Edric Houston is. We got yada yada. How can we compare the two?
I mean,
You
he
know,
has tape still. I don't understand what you're saying towards
he
that
had.
one.
No, what I'm saying, but he can have tape, but it's not the same defense, not the same plays, not defensive philosophy. I'm just
I
saying.
respect that. I mean, I would say that like as far as D line, it's probably a little easier to catch just about any scheme.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, it's been a
But I
battle.
would say like I agree, dog. I think that this is another situation where maybe we're having the wrong argument. Should he start over the dude from UCF, or are we saying he should start over the dude from Alabama? I mean, I'm not dogging John Walker, but I'm just saying like they both got tape. I'm just saying one's tapes against a little harder competition.
But
Correct.
that's a tough situation because along with those guys like James Smith, I think James Smith and John Walker, both of those guys are seniors going into this year, and Edric is going into his third
We
year
saw
right
with Ethan that don't matter. I don't give a
now.
fuck if you're a senior no
Yeah,
more. We
yeah,
don't
yeah.
give
I
a
mean,
fuck
year
about
wise,
that.
it don't.
Correct.
But
Correct.
it seems to me that like they're trying to like they're looking at their production and stuff, and then Edric, they looking at some of the mistakes he made in this past year, where they're like, all right, you gotta work yourself over these guys pretty much right now, pretty
Right.
much. Which is
Hey, I might have to get off here soon. I
execution
ain't
is
gonna lie to
very
you.
talented.
All right, go ahead, bro. Do what you gotta do, man.
All right, brother. I'll holler at y'all.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So I mean, one thing too, and then just to add context with the safeties, man. The safeties, Terry Moore, from Duke. Of course, last year he was out because of ACL injury, and they got him coming in, filling in Caleb Down's spot at the free safety spot. One thing about that, Terry Moore, if y'all watched him in 2024, had up to 100 tackles. He was very productive. That year in 2024. Flying around the field. He's a ball hog. He had a few interceptions. Terry Moore is a guy that they're expecting. Where they had him. If you watched them, at Duke they had him playing in the box, similar to how we had Caleb Downs. So he's playing in the box and then playing back at the outfield spot, pretty much at safety, and balling out at Duke that year in 2024, man. And right behind him they have Larry Roker, which is kind of crazy to me in a sense. Then you got Kamari Bean, the freshman. And then the other strong safety spot, you got Jalen McClain. He's coming back, of course. Starting with Caleb Downs this past year, he had a great season. Which he got to build upon that, and which is he's becoming more of a leader as far as that room in the DB room. And right behind him is Blaine Bradford, a freshman, which is I'm very, very, very high on Blaine Bradford right now. I'm very high on him, and along with the other freshmen, Simeon Caldwell as well, at the safety spot with those guys, man. And Blaine Bradford is a guy that if we didn't get Terry Moore, Blaine Bradford would probably be starting. You know what I'm saying? They probably would have moved Jalen at that free safety spot, then had Blaine Bradford at that strong safety spot. And they're very high on Blaine Bradford, where they believe he's a guy that, as a freshman, that's a plug and play guy that can play very well. So don't be surprised you see a lot of Blaine Bradford, as far as in rotation with those guys at the safety spot in general. And then, of course, the kicker spot, man. We got to talk about the kicker special teams, man, with Connor Hawkins, man, coming over from Baylor. And, of course, they got another guy from Notre Dame, and we got a freshman kicker as well. And, of course, they filled in the punter spot. And, of course, they got the long snapper situation together and everything as well, man. So you got the depth chart right there, the guys right there in the general. And I'm really – high on this 2026 team. I think this, even though we're replacing a lot on defense, the guys that they brought in as far as plug and play, and I feel like we're going to be a solid defense. This defense is going to be a lot better than what people think they are going to be. Similar to last year, this defense is going to be very, very good, man, for real. And I'm really confident on that in particular. My thing for us, the whole entire team for 2026 is JS10, him developing a lot more, getting better. Along with the running backs, we got, of course, I mentioned earlier with Bo Jackson and Isaiah West, those two guys being out for the spring. So the other running backs outside of those guys, they have to get better and build upon, what they have going on as well. And Chris Henry Jr., just seeing how he looked. One thing you mentioned about Chris Henry, when JJ came in, even before JJ came to Ohio State, I was like, oh yeah, I know what we're getting out of JJ. All right, I know where and I believe that same way out of Chris Henry Jr. But then you got some people in media out there putting little narratives like, okay, we seen him struggle a little bit in the All-American game and stuff a little bit. Well, not the All-American game, but the actual, like some of the practices. But when you're you're going up against elite talent, you want to have Chris Henry gets some shit off, and then whoever's defending him, they may get some off because it's elite talent around the country that's playing against these guys. So with Chris Henry, he's a guy that's I expect to come in and ball like JJ in his freshman year, because JJ, he's never recruited anybody from Ohio State. far as like pushing to recruit anybody. But when it came to Chris Henry, he was like, "Yo, we need you. We need you." Like that was the first tweet, and then even when JJ got an interview with I Am Athlete where he said like, Chris Henry was the only guy that he's recruited since he's been at Ohio State. Which is very true because we never see JJ publicly talk about recruiting anybody where he was like, "Yo, he added and he added Chris Henry." Like, "Yo, man, we need you, man." And Chris Henry, he's here. So Chris Henry definitely has to live up to the hype for sure. He definitely got to live up to the hype, man. And along with the big question is the offensive line. How solid is the offensive line? Which is it's a lot of experience on this offensive line. So this offensive line is experienced. They definitely got to get better and develop a lot more as well, man. And Gordon, I'm mad T that left, man, because I wanted to bring up that conversation for as Julian said, man. So they posed a question the other day for as Julian saying where they see him out here, they like, where was Julian saying placed among the top 10 career passing touchdown guys in Ohio State history? And of course, we was having a conversation in our group chat about it and everything. Of course, myself, I said, far as we not even just with passing touchdowns, we was basically like comparing Julian saying like, who's better than him on this list? And of course, the other day in the group chat, I was telling y'all guys, I was like, man, I believe like 6 guys out of the 10 is better than Julian saying possibly. And we had a whole big conversation back and forth about that and everything. So TB, you can go and dive in on that, brother.
Yo, it's crazy because I don't think I've ever told anybody, but like Bobby Hoying was the QB when I fell in love with Ohio State, bro. Like 94 was like kind of the year. My little brother was born in 95. You know what I'm saying? We were 9 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like I started playing football at 7, you know what I mean? But like I really got into like the way my household was set up, we didn't really have much, so we only kind of had like 2 TVs. I had an older brother who kind of dominated the TV with his shit, you know what I mean? But luckily he always was gone on Saturdays, so I was able to watch Ohio State, and Bobby Hoying was like one of the first ones. At the time, I probably didn't understand his greatness, you know what I mean? But I do know he was great, But with that being said, after further evaluating and talking about it, bro, Dwayne Haskins threw 50 in one season, bro. One season. He got 54 right now, and 50 of that was in one season. I just think that is just incredible. You know what I mean? And only imagine if he had played with us 2 seasons. Bro, if he had played with us for 2 seasons, he'd probably be second up there with JT Barrett, bro. And you know what I'm saying? He got half of what JT Barrett did in one season. JT Barrett was there for what, 4 years. So if I was going to take a player off this list, it would be number 10, and I put Julian Sand there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. I mean, talent-wise, I feel like I'm going off of based pretty much off of the talent from Julian Sand compared on this list. I feel like Julian Sand is more talented than Bobby Hoying, Terrell Pryor, Joe Germain, and Art Slichter. You know what I'm saying? The other guys, JT Barrett, CJ Stroud, Justin Fields, Troy Smith, Dwayne Haskins, Braxton Miller, I give them a little bit edge, even though I can say Julian Sand's a better passer than Braxton Miller in particular. But as far as just overall quarterback and You know what I'm saying? I would give Braxton that edge, you know what I mean, due to his mobility. You know what I mean?
Do you believe, right? Because I'm going to use Braxton Miller because you said Julian Sand is a better passer than Braxton, which I agree with, okay? But do you believe, hypothetically speaking, no wrong answer, if Braxton Miller was a starting quarterback in Miami, do we win or lose?
I honestly, I think we still probably lose.
We still trying to lose with Braxton Miller, the quarterback? You crazy.
I still think we lose.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Still think we lose. Off of the offensive line play.
I don't think they get a sack with Braxton Miller. I don't think they get a sack.
Shit, Braxton fuck around and get hurt in that game trying to run damn near. Probably. You know what I mean? That offensive line was not great, bro. That's why I'm putting pressure on the O-line, like, and Tyler Bowen and that O-line, they gotta get right this offseason, man, when we get into this big game. Because this schedule that we have this next year,
because now we're getting into
schedule at all.
No, now we're getting into. Do you think their defensive line is athletic enough to stop Braxton Miller? How many non-athletic defensive line Lamar Jackson on shred? Great defenses. You can be great defense, but if you ain't got the quickness, that twitch, athleticism, you're not catching him. You're not. No, like that's you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Like, ain't no way.
That Miami defense was fast as shit, though, bro.
Well, are they Braxton fast?
They was fast, bro. And
are they Braxton fast?
That man Julian Sand probably literally because we've been having this conversation about that Miami game.
Braxton Miller.
Julian Sand barely had time to get the ball off there. Like literally, like we're naming off maybe 2, 3, 4 emphasis that.
No, bro, I'm talking in general.
Julian could have ran and got loose.
Is Julian Sand as fast and athletic as Braxton Miller?
That's not even a question to ask. So we know that's not the fact.
So how can you sit there and say that Braxton Miller wouldn't have had a better effect on the defense? You're sitting there saying that Julian Sand, that Braxton Miller would have had the same outcome that Julian Sand had, as far as getting sacked and all that. Like, are you serious? That's what you're saying, bro.
Because Julian Sand didn't have much time, man. We're talking
about intangibles.
Julian Sand had 3 or 4, maybe.
Bro, we're talking about intangibles.
3 or 4
so you can't tell me that
where he could have scrambled and got up out of there.
Every sack
a lot of those other sequences, couldn't get out of there, bro.
No. So you're saying that every sack that Julian Sand had would have been a sack for Braxton?
I would say if we would give a percentage.
No, every sack.
About 50-60%, yeah.
That's crazy, Cam.
Bro, you got to take consideration of the O-line.
Bro. That's blasphemy,
take consideration of the O-line, brother.
Bro, no. That's blasphemy, brother. That's blasphemy. Their elusiveness level, if it was rated on Madden, Braxton Miller elusiveness will be in the 90s, and Julian Sands will be in the 70s. There's a reason for that. They're not even close to the elusiveness. They're not even close to the athleticism. We already conceded who the pure passer is. We already conceded that Julian Sands is a better passer, pure passer. He had more passing yards. He would definitely have that. But he damn sure wouldn't have more sacks, and he damn sure wouldn't have more rushing yards. These are things that are just a blink obvious. You gotta be kidding me. That's like saying Dwayne Haskins and Terrell Pryor are the same quarterback. No, they're not. They're not. They got different attributes, different traits, different skill sets. Different things they do under pressure. Like, this is how, bro, are you kidding me? Julian Sands on Braxton Miller's level? man.
I'm not saying, whoa.
Come
We
on,
say he on the level, far as you want to say mobility, we're not saying that at all. You know what I'm saying? Far as pure 100% quarterback skills from passing, mobility, IQ, etc. Julian saying has that edge over him. You know what I mean? But at the same time, in that sequence where we're talking about, in the sequences that Julian saying had to run in that game against Miami in particular, Braxton probably would have got a couple off, but that D line was on JS10 ass so fast and so bad. He didn't have much time to get the rock off, bro. We got to be real with that.
Yo, that's fine.
He didn't have
Braxton
much
would have got
time
a
to get it
couple off.
off.
Braxton would have got a couple off, but those couple could have been sixes. That's the thing. Them couple could at least one of those.
That Miami D line too, bro. Julian saying damn near he backing up. They damn near already on his ass right when he backing up in 2-3 steps.
They wasn't undefeated, bro. These niggas can be beat.
Their season on they season on defined shit for us that game. That game they was on our ass, bro. That's just the fact of the matter, bro.
That doesn't. I know that. But I'm just sitting there saying we're talking about averages and consistency over the course of a season. You can see who they are. You can see who they are, bro. Now, when it comes to the big games, you got to step up. You got to bring that with the players. Got to bring that within themselves and step up and play to that level. You know what I'm saying?
O-line got to be the ones. O-line got dominated, bro, against Indiana and Miami, bro. We got to be real with that shit. They got dominated. Bro. Miami D-line, Mesidor, Bain, they was cooking our O-line, bro.
Okay, so
they was doing the same shit that Indiana did. Line them guys up on that right side, knowing that our right side is our weak side of our O-line, and they were cooking that right side.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Obliterating our O-line, bro. You remember the line? You remember that linebacker number 1 for Miami, bro? He was in on the play damn near before Julian can damn near drop back on a blitz. Right, bro. Our O-line, like the communication, the O-line, all that, they got to get that shit together going into fucking 2026. They really do.
The O-line definitely got to get right. Got to get it right. But I'm gonna tell you this. If I got to see,
we got to add context too. Julian Sand didn't get much pressure throughout the season until we got into our championship run with those 2 games.
And that's fine too. So he ain't never seen it. But I'm gonna tell you this though. But that also furthermore proves my linking point about plugging him in and to you know what I'm saying, to confuse the defense. Because if you got a player who hasn't seen that, because I said that in the chat. He ain't seen it before, but Lincoln has. Lincoln's more seasoned. He's been in the offense. He know what to do. And that's what I was saying they're saying. That's why you plug him in. Not bench Julian, but plug him in for some zone reads. Plug him in and throw the defense off. We got this redshirt freshman who don't know. He ain't seen it. Not saying he better, but that's what you do. You know what I mean? And this is college. And then you want to talk about context, you guys, as a head coach, you got to think of the seniors. Some of these seniors ain't never won. Like, never won a Big Ten. Like, never won, like at least some of these seniors never won a Big Ten title. It's over with. At least give them a title. You're not thinking about, you're thinking about, we're playing as coach. You're not thinking about the seniors who put this blood, sweat, and tears, who stay here, who want to win. Who gives a fuck if you hurt Julian Sand's feelings because you bitching him for a couple plays? We're not bitching him for his career. We're not even bitching him for the game. We're just throwing a little wrinkle in. Just a little wrinkle. That's it. Just a wrinkle. These boys ain't all that.
Don't be surprised. Hey, I'm telling you. One thing I will say about Ryan Day is going to use Legend Bay in multiple different ways. And one thing, adding context with Arthur Smith wants to run that ball. And that's one thing that we got away from in those 2 games too, with Indiana and Miami, where we got away from our running game. Bo was cooking. They got to feed him. They didn't want to feed him. And you know what I'm saying? We get pass happy in moments where we feel a little pressure and stuff, where sometimes you got to run the ball, man, to build that balance between the offense. And that's the main thing with Ohio State. When we have our balance, when our running game is strong, you know what I'm saying, we're able to build upon play action, etc. from there. You know what I mean? And we wasn't able to do that because we wasn't willing to do that into those two games. Because Bo Jackson was cooking Indiana and Miami when he was getting the rock. We just didn't give him many opportunities to cook. And that's one thing with quarterback like the Julian saying, you got to have a strong running game and build upon that from there. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Even though Julian's saying he is a gunslinger, but he's not no gunslinger or no Brett Favre shit. Like, he's not no guy, you know what I'm saying, where you don't want your, like me personally, I've always said this, I don't want my quarterback throwing 30 plus a game.
No.
My quarterback doesn't need 30 attempts plus a game. I want my quarterback to be around that 20 to 25 range.
Correct.
That's it. And when we got Julian throwing 40, 50 times, bro, that doesn't bode well for the offense. Yes, we have a crazy, wide receiver core and stuff and everything. We understand that. But at the same time, it has to be a balance with the offense for the offense to be 100% successful. That's just the honest to God truth.
Yeah. I think Arthur Smith, we're going to see a lot more. I don't really remember us running a lot of like jet sweeps. Do we run a lot of jet sweeps? I remember Brandon Anderson used to get a lot of jet sweeps.
I mean, they not too many for real in retrospective, but I mean, I feel like with Arthur Smith, the way he, like far as his offense, where he has a design, as far as looking at him, like, of course, he wants to establish a real physical run game, that's something that Ryan Day seen far as Arthur Smith, where he like, Arthur Smith, he has a physical run game philosophy, and he has a great philosophy for us being in the red zone. The red zone is a big thing for us. There's no way we're in the red zone against Indiana 3-4 times, and we only get 3, out of those possessions. There's no reason. We have to complete the deal. We got to finish the job when we're in the red zone, and I think that's a big reason why Ryan Day brought Arthur Smith in, is to correct the running game and more of a balanced offense, along with correcting the red zone woes. Like, I really hope that we're out of this whole 3-4 tight end setup shit. Because the thing is, we know in reality, Arthur Smith is not coming in to run his offense. He's coming in to run Ryan Day's offense and add his twist on what he has for his offensive philosophy. So, like, that's really big in general, you know what I'm saying, as far as that perspective right there with those guys.
I'm excited. I was a little skeptical, about the Arthur Smith, but then like, you really just put my football hat on, like, college and NFL is a little different, you know what I mean? But some coaches do good in college who haven't had much success in NFL and vice versa. So I'm hoping that this is one of those cases where, this coach does good in college, I'm gonna reserve my judgment on Arthur Smith. I'm gonna give him a fair shake as a true Buckeye fan, and I'm hoping that he does utilize, because I do feel we have some great backs. I do feel like we have some very talented backs that can get the job done, and I'm hoping that he just designs an offense that tailors to their skill set, to what they do. You know what I mean? Don't have Legend Bay trying to get a 4th and 1. You know what I'm saying? Up to
man, we're gonna see a little bit of everything from Legend Bay, man. As far as him being punt return, kick return, all of that, man. So I'm just really excited about this team overall. This 2026 team, I truly believe in this defense being a strong defense. some people looking at, the guys we lost and like, oh, this team ain't gonna be able to recoup and regroup and cook up. And I believe that this defense that they put in place for us, this season for 2026 is going to be better than what people think. You know what I mean? And obviously the same way as last year, because we had the same belief and we was right about that. You know what I'm saying? And Matty P is a coach that he knows how to play his guys to their best attributes, and that's one of his biggest attributes for us himself as coaching. And we're going to see a lot of that from this defense. And I believe in the the offense to develop and cook up. You probably see in the spring. Of course, we going into spring ball. You'll probably see some days where the defense is probably cooking the offense a little bit more so. But you just want to see these guys progress. You know what I'm saying? In general, you know what I mean. So we got a tough schedule this year for us 2026, and it's going to be a real intriguing, exciting season, man. For real, it's going to be a real intriguing, exciting season, and I'm ready for it, man. I'm really ready for it, man. And one thing I would say with Ohio State, we're not in a state of other college programs. We're in a great state for us, our program, for us where we stand. I know a lot of the Buckeye Nation, we're looking at like, certain guys recruiting wise, they want to spend more money and stuff like that. Where we have to understand that a lot of Ohio State football is bringing in majority of the money for Ohio State athletics, for one. And I know a lot of the conversation been recently, Ohio State needs to bring in, put more money into their basketball squad and everything. But you got to realize the football squad comes first. They come first. And they're going to invest in football because they bring in the more majority of the money. You know what I mean? So that's just the truth about the situation as far as that. You know what I mean? And hopefully basketball does get everything together. They got some good recruits coming in on the basketball side. But other than that, as far as football stands with Ohio State, and it's going to be a real intriguing season this year, man. And we got a long time to get there and talk about it, a lot to talk about and everything, man. And I'm just excited for the 2026 team, man, because I see the potential and I see the moves and everything they're trying to do. And we're going to be good, man. We're going to be good. I'm excited about this 2026 season, man.
I'm excited too. We do got a tough schedule, but I like it when Ohio State have a tough schedule. I think not having a tough schedule this year kind of hindered us, hurt us. It's like you said earlier, like, Jalen is saying, hasn't seen much competition. I mean, we got it with Texas, but nothing else since then, sometimes, you gotta have them battle scars. You gotta build that callus. So, I think we have that this year with our schedule. I'm excited. I'm excited to see him. I'm a big Tavion fan. I'm a big Tavion fan, and and I expect to win, and I don't expect to have players continue to play in their positions while losing. That don't make sense to me. If you're losing with starters, you may need to switch it up, to see, what goes on with that. That's all I'm saying. And I'm just like, that's why we was going to talk about the depth chart, players who come in, getting these millions of dollars, and they expect to start. But, that's why I'm harsh with our team. You know what I mean? That's why I'm harsh with the players that are starting because, you're starting. Work on your craft. You know what I mean? Be the 4 or 5 star that got you recruited here. And I don't think that's asked too much.
Facts. It's definitely not asking too much, man. Like some of these guys that we recruited for us, 4 and 5 stars. Some of these guys got to play into their position. They got to play, man. They really do. And our coaching staff, we have an amazing coaching staff. Not so much switch ups from everything, everybody in the coaching staff within, but I'm confident in these guys as far as Ryan Day. I trust Ryan Day, and let me play this real quick too, with Josh Pate real quick before we close out real quick with Josh Pate, and I wanted to get the other one too. But let me play this real quick.
Ryan Day is my number one head coach in the country right now. There is an 11-win season, a 14-win national title season, and a 12-win season over the past 3 years. He has averaged a top 5 signing class, and they've had staff churn. I mean, losing the coordinators that they've lost and then backfilling the way they have is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And they kept rolling the whole time. They are just humming as an organization, and they have never finished outside the CFP top 7 in his entire run there. I know technically only going back the past 3 years, but what is this, his 8th or 9th year, something like that, Jesse? And they've never finished outside the top 7. That is a pressure spot. That is a pressure job. Even in the drought versus Michigan, which they finally erased last year, they never finished outside the top 7. It's been an unbelievable run. Ryan Day, again, it feels like ancient history when people said what he couldn't do. Oh, man, Ryan Day can't win the big one, can't get over the hump. Number one head coach in the country.
Yeah, man. You see right there, man, Josh Pate, you know what I'm saying? And even Joe Klatt. Joe Klatt did the top 10, college football rankings as far as, college football head coaches, and he had Ryan Day at number 2. And, everybody's very high on Ryan Day, man, which is, one thing I mentioned the last couple of years about Ryan Day was some of the coaching moves that he made within the staff. I believe that I trust Ryan Day in the coaching moves. You know what I'm saying? Of course, last year, Brian Hartline was our OC, even though we all had questions whether Brian Hartline was calling plays consistently throughout the year, on certain games and certain, sequences and stuff within, certain games and everything. I trust Ryan Day. Ryan Day, I believe he knows what he's doing. He knows the team that he has, and he knows, the coaches is going to put these guys in the best position. You know what I'm saying? To play well and be successful. And one thing about it too is the fact that Ryan Day knows that he got to keep the program above water. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep them in, 11, 12 wins. Got to stay in that.
I trust Ryan Day to always have us in contention to win a championship. Now, that's a lot coming from me because I haven't seen Ryan Day win a Big Ten title. And and
he's gonna be eager for it this year. After last year, I think Ryan Day's definitely gonna be eager to get back to that. You know what I'm saying? This year, especially.
Bro, I'm at this point right now, bro. I'm at this point in my fanhood. If we win the Big Ten title this year, but we somehow stumble in the semifinal or the final of the CFP, bro, I will not be as upset. Damn it. Can we get a Big Ten title, bro? Please? God damn. I don't think that's too much to ask either.
I mean, but you see how the landscape moving now, man, where like the Big Ten titles, I mean, not even the conference championships, the way, it's starting to not be as significant. You know what I'm saying?
Because Ohio State not in it. That's why.
Especially with them adding, extra teams in the college playoffs coming up. Of course, the Big Ten and the SEC
is getting views. It's getting views. It's getting the TV coverage. It's getting the views. It's getting the ratings. The team's not in it. That's why. If they moved Michigan to the other side of the Big Ten Conference where we can only play Michigan in a Big Ten title game, bruh, what do you think that would do?
Now it ain't no two sides of the Big Ten now. It's all straight up once since they added the Pac-10 teams in. So now it's just one. The best two teams in the Big Ten is in the championship now. So, I mean, one thing I will say about it is guys got to cook up, man. Got to cook up and get ready for this year, man. For real, this 2026 year, it's gonna be a big year, man, and it's a long, year leading up towards spring ball and the preseason and everything. And of course, spring game is April 18th. If anybody don't know, let you know. April 18th coming up, man, in the next couple of months, less than 2 months. And the Buckeye Steppas, we'll be there, man. We're gonna be covering it, man. We're gonna be ready for it, man. What's your last words, man? What's your last words for the pie, man? You know what I'm saying? Last words for us, bold predictions, high predictions whatsoever.
I don't got too much, you know what I mean? I just expect, I expect us to be in the championship game. I'm not going to go as far as to say we're going to win it. Of course, I'm always going to root for us. I think the biggest game of the year going to be in Texas, week 2. I think that's going to show me a lot. You know what I mean? I think that, and then I'm going to be, I'm going to be looking forward to that game. I'm excited. I want to go into Texas. I want to go in their house. I want to put my feet up on their couch, on their table. You know what I mean? I want to smack them around. That's what I wanted to do. Have their wives and girlfriends cooking me dinner. That's what I want.
Thanks, man. I ain't got nothing crazy right now, man, as far as predictions, you know what I mean, or anything. We'll get into it, when we link back up for the show for sure, man. And I'm just excited for this 2026 team. This is a solid team, well coached from Ryan Day and the rest of the staff. And ready to see these guys, man, ball out, man, this year, man, going into the spring, man. And just everyone, y'all gotta stay tapped into the channel, man, with Buckeye Steppas podcast, man. We're definitely working, man. We about to get back more active. Get back more active with the content, man, for sure, man. So just stay tuned in to us for sure, man. And y'all watch us on the playback. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that hype button, subscribe to the channel if y'all not subscribed. And as well, man, follow Buckeye Steppas, man, for sure, man. So definitely, we out of here, man, for sure. See y'all on the next one.
All right, bro.
For sure.
This is a tough team right here. We're proud to be from Ohio, and it's always been Ohio against the world, and it'll continue to be Ohio against the world.
Yeah. Said plug, throw the load, I catch that bitch like Smith. That shit pit, faux fizzy on me like I'm Archie Grit. Fuck your blitz, niggas squares like they called and catch me somewhere at the wrist. We up some NIL money, bout to go and cop a kid. I'm hollering, no AC dub, niggas no swing seat thugged out. Oh wait, see dub at your beanie, bitch, we bugged out. All you do is type, niggas think it's the end of runs. House we pull up, niggas turn Brandon in, it's the way they run routes. Probably at the bar with your bitch like I'm Urban Meyer. Once I get her to the crib, I'm fulfilling all her desires. Said I'm cool and laying up, shit your Uber about 5 away. Remember back then, she wouldn't give me the time of Ryan Day. Had to spend it like I'm Braxton, I'm really back in that action. These niggas wanted a verse, I was tired of niggas asking. Believe the fucking hype, all that you want, we top dog, these niggas runts. You can't do shit with us but punt, bring that ball back, nigga.